Now in this discussion we will go for the explain the following addressing modes in the DSP processor. First one is the register indirect addressing with indexing. Second one is register indirect addressing with bit reversal. So these two addressing modes are not available in the normal processor or general purpose processor, not normal general purpose processor. But when it comes to the DSP processor, there are two addressing modes: register indirect addressing with indexing, another is register indirect addressing with bit reversal. So the digital signal processor have been used to acceleratory system for more than 15 years and have largely contributed to evolution towards digital technology of the many accelerator systems such as machine protection, diagnostic and control of the beams, power supply and motors. See here the electrical engineering applications of the DSP processor. In most cases, quite simple data structure is used in DSP software. In a typical cases, there is a data vector and a coefficient vector or two or more the data vectors. In some cases, matrices are used, but since most of the DSP chips don't support matrix operation directly, matrices are broken down into rows and column vector and processed as a set of vector. So here vector is not your vector, means vector is treated as a matrix. Vector is not what you have seen in your what physics or EMT. That is different vector. So here the vector is corresponds to the term of what matrices. So to access the vector structure, most DSP chips have number of pointing registers. These registers are indirect addressing, that is the content of register you use as an address to point a word in a data memory. Further, the register can be auto incremented, which means that the content of register is incremented by 1 every time the register is used point in a data memory. So here from this is the introductory part. Now we will see the actual answer. So DSP includes specialized addressing modes and correspond to hardware support to allow rapid access to the instruction operands through rapid generation of the location in memory. DSP typically support a wide range of specialized addressing modes tailored for an efficient implementation of digital signal processing algorithms. Figure 1 shows the address generator units to basic DSP architecture. As a general purpose processor, DSP includes a program sequence block which manages the program structure and program flow by supporting addressing to a memory for instruction fetches. Unlike general purpose processor, DSP includes address generator blocks which controls the address generation for specialized addressing modes such as indexing addressing mode, circular buffers, bit reversal addressing. So basically this bit reversal is used for the FFT purpose. Circular buffers are used for the indexing addressing and circular buffers. These two addressing modes are used for the DFT and circular convolution operation that we have seen in the previous units. So there is a close resemblance between DSP processor and microprocessor, but still DSP processor is different from the microprocessor because of these addressing modes and some changes in the architecture. Okay, so now this is the diagram of the DSP chip. Here there are the 4 program memory instruction data and data memory data only. So it stores the data, it stores the instruction and data. So this is the data bus, primary program memory address bus, program memory data bus. Here the DM is the data memory address bus, data memory data bus. Okay, so these are the PM data address generator, PM data address generator, program sequencer, instruction cache. So cache means nothing but the RAM memory, random access memory. So these address generator and the program sequencer always need the addressing modes. Addressing modes are nothing but the how an data or an instruction is stored inside the memory, because everything is stored in the memory, instruction as well as data. Without storage its process cannot be done. So to point out the address to that location, we have the address generation and data generation. So basically address generations are related with the indexing, that is addressing mode. So first one is the indexing addressing mode. In this case, effective address, in other words the address pointed in the data memory, is the sum of base register and the offset, which may be contained and offset registering. This way the base register can be used to point the starting element of a vector. Now again the vector is corresponds to a matrix or a table, and the offset register can be used for actual addressing. Now the same piece of software can be easily used to process another table or a vector, only the contents of base register has to be replaced. So this is the specialized addressing mode which is used as an index. Indexing is done by this offset register. Okay, so this is the indexing addressing mode. Another is the bit reversal addressing mode. Bit reversal addressing mode is a essential step in a discrete Fourier transform calculation. In fact, many implementation of the Fourier transform require reordering of either the input or output of the data that correspond to reversing the order of the bits in the array indexing. Figure 2 gives the example of bit reversal mechanism. Carrying it out by software is very demanding and would result into the many CPU cycles which are saved thanks to the hardware bit reversal functionality. So basically, why we are going for the addressing modes? Because it saves the vital cycles. You remember our previous discussion, what is the speed of the DSP processor? Million instruction per second. This you can easily practically do this thing, that you just open your mobile phone, go to the Play Store, and you can download a 100 MB app or a 50 MB app within a seconds. So MB means megabyte, correct? Okay, so that megabyte data is not easy to process. Just we are on the, as a user we are seeing the only screen, but what inside going, it is very fast. So because of the DSP processor, such type of operations are possible, but these type of addressing modes are helping DSP processor to increase the speed of its operation. Now this diagram will tell you the about bit reversal algorithm. See here 000, 000, there is no bit reversal. 001, this is 100C. 1 means the LSB and MSB are replaced. Okay, 1 is here, 0 is here. See, 111, there is no replacement. 110, it becomes here 011. This is replacement. Exchange between LSB and MSB. 1 is replaced by 0, 0 is replaced by 1, and this middle bit is as it is. So 101 is 101 again. So this type of addressing modes is known as the bit reversal addressing modes. Okay, now we will go for the next discussion. Explain the following features of the DSP processor: fast multiply and accumulate, multiple access memory architecture, specialized addressing modes, special program controller. So this specialized addressing mode we have discussed in the previous section. Same case, you have to repeat the answer here also. So fast multiply and accumulate we will discuss here. In a computing, especially digital signal processing, the multiply accumulate operation is a common step that computes the product of two numbers and adds that product to an accumulator. The hardware unit that performs the operation is known as the multiplier and accumulator. If you remember your 8085, then you can see the multiplier is not available in the 8085. So this is the again speciality of the DSP processor, that directly the multiplier is available, which was not available in the 8085 general purpose microprocessor. It is abbreviated as MAC. Okay, when done with the floating point numbers, it might perform the two roundings or with single rounding. When performed with the single rounding, it is called as fused multiply and fused multiply accumulate. Now then is the multiple access memory architecture. We will see this with diagrams also. So typical DSP operation requires simply addition and multiplication. Addition and multiplication require fetch two operands, perform the addition or multiplication, store the result or hold it for the repetition. To fetch the two operands in a single instruction cycle, we need to able to make two memory access simultaneously. Actually, little thought will show that since we are need to store the result and read the instruction itself, we really need more than two memory access per instruction cycle. For this reason, DSP processor usually supports multiple memory access in the same instruction cycle. It is not possible to access two different memory addresses simultaneously over a single memory bus. There are two common methods to achieve this memory architecture access per instruction: hardware architecture and modified von Neumann architecture. So these are the common architecture available in the DSP processors. What architecture? Harvard and von Neumann, we will see the diagram of it. So this is what the Harvard architecture, where data and program memories are different, and this is the control unit, that is the CPU. And then next is the modified von Neumann architecture, where memory is same for the data and control, data and instruction, CPU input output, data bus, address bus, control bus. Okay. And what is bus? These are the bunch of wires, or the set of wires, you can say, where the digital signal flows from input output to input. See, this is the bidirectional. Data bus is bidirectional, address bus is unidirectional, control bus is bidirectional. Always there is a convention that address bus is unidirectional, because this CPU will address to this memory, because memory is not intelligent enough to address itself. So that's why it is duty of the CPU to address this memory. That's why this address bus is what? Unidirectional. Whereas the data bus, data is required input to CPU also and output of the CPU also. That's why this data bus is required, is a bidirectional data bus. And finally, this is the control bus, where control bus is also a bidirectional bus, because CPU needs the data from outside world for controlling inside operation. Similarly, CPU can control outside world from the inside operation. That's why this control bus is bidirectional. So these are the conventions of the bus. So that completes our discussion regarding the DSP processor, and our syllabus is complete in all respects. All 6 units question banks is provided to you. Similarly, all the notes are uploaded on Moodle, on your WhatsApp group, on Drive also, and similarly complete practicals are also uploaded on your Moodle. You can go through it, you can perform the practical also. If any kind of difficulty, then you can contact me, and hope so you will do best in your upcoming examination. So best of luck and enjoy your study. Thank you very much. We will stop here, and our syllabus is complete.